Okay, good morning. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little glimpse at my day while I'm tackling all of my goals to meet my February edit. So we are mid-February now, a little past mid-February, and I have been reaching goals. Like I said in my last video, I tend to hyperfixate on certain goals and then other ones kind of fall by the wayside, and that is just seems to be par for the course for me. So yeah, that has been happening where there's like certain things, but I'm really proud of myself. I've been inching towards each goal and that has felt really good. And it's like I'm inching in a way that's healthy and balanced. So this morning, I just had my coffee, but now I need a journal. And so I'm gonna sit down and journal a little bit just with some peace. I've been working a little bit and I'm still in my pajamas. I need to like get ready for the day and do a little tidy of the house. And then I'm gonna be going to the gym. And yeah, I'm gonna listen to my book a little bit and do all of those things. So I wanted to bring you guys along for a day of kind of a no spin day. So we're, like I mentioned, I can't remember if I mentioned the last vlog or the one prior, but our little challenges to ourselves have been no spin days, no spin weekends, little pockets that seem really doable. I don't think we could ever do like a no spend month because we have 3 children and they're just needs and wants that, you know, supersede, but we stay within the budget. And so I have been not eating out. I haven't even gotten my nails done. I gave them a little break this month, which was a good thing, and that was a challenge I wanted to give myself. But I do want to go get them done, possibly on Friday or this weekend, so we'll see. But yes, so no spin day. We're gonna tackle some goals. Come along with me. I'm gonna get going and stop talking. I then sat outside and enjoyed a little bit of breakfast and a smoothie with my little pup and tackled a little bit more work before tackling the to-dos on my, semi-homemaking to-do list for the day. I did want to show you guys my little St. Patrick's Day cuteness. I also wanted to share what Nash made at school. And I just thought it was so cute. So sweet. So that stays right there. Now, being that I enjoy having a clean and tidy home, but the reality is that there's 5 people living here. I have a full-time job. And some things take priority over others. But one thing that I enjoy doing every day, or most days, is to make my bed. And it's a little gift that I give myself at the end of a long day, is to get into a cozy, comfy bed. And yeah, it's my favorite. Now, my typical semi-homemaking schedule each day is I like to get on to work, have my coffee, do my journaling, sometimes have my breakfast depending on if I'm fasting or not. And yes, then I like to get into some homemaking tasks. And each day, my non-negotiables are to, like I mentioned, make my bed. Then I put in a load of laundry. And then I come into my kitchen and I start to clean the dishes that may be in the sink or unload the dishwasher. I really like to have a reset kitchen. Ideally, I like to do that at nighttime, but sometimes it doesn't happen for me. And sometimes it's just one of those things where I just tidy up the kitchen enough and go to sleep and tackle the dishes in the morning. And yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So here I am just doing the morning kind of reset of the dishes. And then mid-afternoon, I'll usually unload the dishwasher, reload any dishes that were from breakfast or lunch. And, it's just this cycle that never ends, especially when you aren't eating out. I've noticed that now that we aren't eating out as much, which, we never did eat out a ton, but now that we're being more conscientious about it, I have a lot more dishes to do, which, whatever, it's fine. Which prompts me to ask you, what is your procedure or your, schedule for your house? Do you follow a strict kind of every day, this is what I clean, these are the pockets or the zones that I clean in? Or do you just have like daily tasks that you do and then you have extra tasks? What is your procedure or schedule? Do you have one, or do you just not follow one? Do you just go with, what is needed to be done? I always wonder, what is it? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know, because I'm always interested to know how other people are keeping up their homes. Obviously, no answer is wrong. Whatever works for you, and that's all that matters. But I always am interested because I'm like, am I missing anything? Should I be doing more or maybe less? And I like to have these kind of non-negotiables every day that I definitely tackle. If I don't, I notice that my house just starts to like really overwhelm me. And so for me, for my clear mind and peace of mind, I enjoy to do these things. And it doesn't take much time, but it does take a little bit of energy. And some days I have more energy than others. But yeah, this is definitely one of my non-negotiables. So I wondered if you do things like that as well. Are there things that you have to get done every day to make your house run more smoothly? Or are you just happy to kind of let it go and then tackle it all in one day? I have some friends that enjoy doing that. I think with dishes, obviously, we're always doing dishes, that and laundry. But I always wondered, I get really overwhelmed if I try to like wait one day to do it all. So I like to kind of break it up into different days so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Obviously, I have some days where I just do a deep clean, and that's great, and I love that. But that's just not realistic, with life. And I don't always want to do that. I don't always have the energy to just like deep clean my house all day. But yes, a schedule is necessary for me personally. And an additional personal goal that I have set for myself years ago, I think like when I was breastfeeding, honestly, was when this was born, but it is to drink water. I love water, but I forget to drink throughout the day. And because I start my day off with coffee, which I probably should be starting it off with water. I used to do lemon water and then my coffee. I probably should go back to that. But I'm trying to get back into those healthy habits. Anywho, non-negotiable for me is to have a thing of ice water every single day. And I try to drink at least 2 of these big cups. What are they called? Like big dumb cups. Have you guys seen the SNL skit? It's really funny. But they're very great because it keeps me accountable to drinking all that dang water. So yeah, I filled that up, and now I am just doing the countertops, giving them a nice clean. I like to do this daily. Well, honestly, multiple times a day. This is happening in our household. And I have like our harvest area you'll see over there. I like to keep our veggies and fruit available and out because I feel like then we eat it. All right, so I have been doing the things that I wanted to get done today and tackling some to-dos. And I thought I would just sit with you guys for a little bit and fold this laundry I have back here. So on top of the daily goals that I have set for each month to try and get to a place where I feel like, you know, I'm doing exactly what I authentically want to be accomplishing. And I've shared these obviously throughout for the edits or the resets. But I also wanted to share that each day I give myself a goal. So on a weekday, my goal is always to finish work. I have to work 8 hours every day. And then obviously I always like to do a tidy of the house, and I like to accomplish a task and a load of laundry. So those are the things that I do. So today my task is to fold all of the laundry that I have here so that it doesn't start to pile up. And then, yeah, I think I'm then gonna go out into the lanai and kind of tidy up it a little bit, because we completely cleaned it this weekend, but it gets a lot of like the oak tree debris. And so I think I just want to sweep it off and keep it clean. So I think I'll do that next. But I've done all of the house stuff. I have a lot of my work done. I have a meeting at 4. The kids will be home, but I also want to go get a workout in. So before I have to go to the gym, it'll be like my last hour that I could possibly go. So before all of that, I wanted to sit down and chat with you guys a little bit while I fold some laundry. So if you guys remember like OG days of YouTube, I always would sit down and kind of chat with you guys while I was doing a task. So if you have something that you want to accomplish, even if it's just rest and just listening, join me and get something done, even if it means getting nothing done. That is sometimes very important as well. And I have a hair. Okay. But I wanted to chit chat a little bit because I know I mentioned in my last edit that I read the Let Them theory and how it has kind of changed my brain chemistry and how I focus on relationships. But I also wanted to share how it's affected me as far as accomplishing goals that I've set for myself creatively, any of that. And, you know, I attribute that to a portion of that book where Mel Robbins mentions that if there's something that you have that's like in the back of your mind and you haven't done it, but you've always wanted to do it, do it. Let people judge you for being vulnerable. Let people judge you for what you're doing, for what you're making. Just let them, but do what you want to do. And honestly, it just resonated with me. And I'm realizing now that there has been so much creative things that I've wanted to do, and I just haven't because I'm nervous of how people might judge me. And that's just me being really honest. I mean, that's why I don't really share that I do YouTube videos, even though I've been doing them forever. There's like a side to life I think it's normal maybe, which is sad, but it's like imposter syndrome as a woman and finding contentment with what you have. Like those are the two things that I struggle with. And I'm a very thankful and grateful person. I want to focus first on the contentment, and because that's something that I feel like I am getting so much better about. And I do feel like it's something that I'm just always going to grapple with. And I'm going to always kind of have to work on and be really diligent on how my mind interprets certain things. And I don't mean like I don't mean contentment in, you know, the things. I mean contentment in your life, right? Like we only live one life. And so sometimes I find that I am always trying to like get so much out of it because I'm so nervous, you know, it'll end, or I am not taking every opportunity as a family, for memories, for all of that. And then there's sometimes where I'm like, well, there's certain things that my family just may never experience because of financial reasons or because we just can't, and I don't know, it's things like that where I find a hard time with contentment. I'm probably never going to get to go on a couple's vacation with my husband until my kids are old enough to stay home by themselves, you know? It's like, it's not contentment in the way of wanting more, it's the contentment factor of where it's that realization there are just certain things that you're just not gonna be able to do because of maybe your life circumstances, and that there's a bit of a, I don't know, there's a little bit of sadness in that, right? Like where you're like, you want to be able to do it all because this world and this life and all of these things, but you just aren't able to, and you have to find contentment in that. Sorry. Okay, finding contentment in the fact that my dog barks because we have people across the street every waking moment because we have 2 construction sites happening. Yeah, I feel like I've done really well with it. Like I've worked really hard at that, like mentally and emotionally, but there are triggers that kind of bring up that discontentment, and it's mainly that I'm just sad that there's versions of a motherhood, of a parenthood, of a family dynamic that my family will never get or experience. And that's sad, you know? And I think it's fair to say that and then, you know, move past it and move through it. And it may, you know, things may dredge that back up, but you can't live in it because it's not something I can control, you know? And it's not something that I can even, you know, do because some of it is like uncontrollable. You know, you can't make people want to be a part of your life or your kids' lives that don't have an interest in it. So that's just real. So yeah, I'm just saying that because I just want to say that if you struggle with that discontentment, if you struggle with certain things that feel really heavy for you and maybe easy for others, or you're struggling to find that peace with the discontent, know that you're not alone, and know that everybody struggles with something that they're, you know, not content with in their lives. And I think that it's a fair feeling, you know? I think that it's important to find, you know, contentment in your life and all of that. But some days it's hard to see it. And I think that it's important to make note of that, you know. I feel as if we live in this world where everyone's just like, no, like be thankful, be grateful. And I agree with that. But I think that there's also a place in the despair and in that kind of wanting for more. And I don't mean in a financial way. I don't mean any of that. I mean like in a soul way, in a way of like a support from your parents, from your in-laws, from your whoever, you know, there's a rooted reason as to why you feel discontent, and it may be just because you feel unsupported, you know? And so yes, the discontentment can be because you're not going to be able to provide certain things that other people are able to for their children, or you're not going to be able to film a video because someone's banging across the street with construction noise. But you feel it and you move through it. Okay, so that was like a little, you know, glimpse of that. But that wasn't like the main focus I wanted this portion of this video to be. And I'm gonna have to pause because I know you don't want to hear that banging, and I don't want it to forever live in my world. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to chat with is the imposter syndrome. And I wanted to chat about this because I feel like as a creative, this is, in my mind, it must be part of the process for creatives, because you're kind of in this world where you're creating something that doesn't exist, right? Like, of course you find influence, or you find people that inspire you, that maybe it brings up an idea. But all in all, most of the time, if you're creating something, it's an organic thought or idea or creation, right? And so it's really hard to find, contentment, and to find that kind of confidence to share it, because it feels pretty close to your heart. And so for me personally, it's always been like videos, or my photography, like any of that, videography, photography, any of that kind of makes me nervous to share. And it hasn't been super validating. It's always very interesting for me, because I've been creating content for 13 years, for 12 years. And it's interesting how you really do find that people like to maybe just follow you from afar, but not really support it. It's so interesting as a social media or a content creator, because it's so obvious when people aren't supporting you, and it's sad, but it's real. And that's the honest truth. Anyways, so when I read the Let Them Theory, I was like, yes, this is it. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna stop overanalyzing it, thinking about how somebody could judge me, and I'm just gonna do it. I've been doing that on my videos, obviously, and that is something that I have shared previously. And I always wonder, is this like a female feeling? Is this like a female thing, or do males feel this too? I feel like I think of all of the layers to which someone could be offended, affected, hurt feelings, judge me, make fun of me. It's like layered, right? And I don't know, that's just me being honest. But with all of that to say, I have finally been sharing my poetry. I don't know why I'm like this, but okay. So I have written poetry since I was in high school. And a lot of it is, some of it is like therapeutic, some of it is for certain people, some of it is for certain situations. And I've never ever shared that with anyone. And I've never ever shared them with anyone. And after I read Mel Robbins' book, I thought, I'm gonna share my poetry. And even if nobody likes it, I love it. And it's helped me. And every single writing that I've done, every single one that I have written, I can literally just pluck myself and put myself right into the way I was feeling. And it's like a little time machine for me. So I'm excited to share that with the world. I am sharing them daily on my Instagram, and that's at Choosing Simplicity on Instagram. And yeah, it's read gently, because they're not great, but they're mine. It just kind of made me think, if you have a friend, or if you have been thinking about doing something creative, out of the norm, doing something like that, or this, or whatever it is, like, I really push you to really do it. Just do it. And do it with you could even do it with your eyes closed, and then just open them when you're ready, but do it. I think it's really important, especially in this world, to just give and plant and bloom creative ideas and creative moments, because oh man, the world can be so hard. This human life is very difficult, and if you're not doing things to make you happy, what are you doing, And so, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted that to kind of be encouragement to, one, find contentment and really tackle the things that you're discontent with and find contentment in that discontentment. And then maybe by doing that, something will grow. And maybe something has grown and you just need to share it. And if you are a friend or family member of a creative, always support them, always encourage them, always share them, like let them know that you believe in what they're doing. It's gracious. We're just all out here just trying to do our best. And especially if people are giving you free content, and you're watching it, provide them with some encouragement, support people. I feel like that's what's missing in this world is like people just are not supporting each other. And I want to go through life where I'm like everyone's cheerleader, I love what you're doing and keep doing it. And if you don't continue to support people, they're going to stop doing it. And then what? What are you going to watch? What are you going to read? What are you going to look at? It was a little bit of a rumble, mumble, humble, jumble, but it is what it is. And yeah, so who are you going to encourage today? And what goal are you going to accomplish today? And leave those in my comments below and let me know what's up, because we all need to just be a part of a community of support and love. It's just what makes the world go round. So I'm going to finish folding this laundry and then we'll see what we get into next. Oh, dead. I am deceased from that workout. Oh my gosh, I am like a sweaty mess. I need to go take a shower. I have about 10 minutes until the kids get home, so I'm gonna go take a shower. That is it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know if you enjoy these kind of just quick afternoons. That's it for this vlog. I ended up going to the gym after I cleaned the house and did all the things and got all of my screenshots for most of my work. So that's good. I'm gonna be really sore tomorrow. And yeah, all right, we'll see you later.